Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our third Wednesday networking event and Google workshop. So we are very excited tonight to have and welcome back our favorite speaker, Roberto Martinez from Grow with Google. This is a hybrid event. We have attendees virtually and we have people here in person at the Maker Studio. Say hi, everyone.
Hey.
Kathy.
Hello. Oh, Andre.
Nico.
Ready.
Mika's there.
It's very warm here. It's like the Philippines.
I can see a lot of people there from so far away. Coming again from so far away, like Kathy, Karen, and Andre. Wow.
Yes, they're
Even ready.
Downtown Pasadena.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
From Pasadena. So we're very appreciative, like what Lioness mentioned. We do a lot of things, lots of activities going on, and this is one of our regular events, our third Wednesday networking. So I'd like to kick this off with our okay. Oh, guys, just chill. Okay, welcome. All right, so Kathy, if you could please. Oh. Okay, no worries. So we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight, NAAC, represented by Melvin McCauley, Onyx Auto Collection, and the Maker Studio. Okay, and we'd also like to thank our logo sponsor, Whole Mind Power Consulting, and LG Collins Law Group. Okay, so we will do a group photo virtually. So I'm going to do my stop share. And
I love it.
everyone is here. You guys
Cool.
Okay, so photo, please.
Is that ready?
It's ready. Here. Let us know. Can you do a countdown, please?
Sorry, I gotta shoot you an email. I just started with my new
Okay, ready? Are you ready, guys? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3.
Excellent. Okay, great. So I'm going to start sharing screen again. Thank you, Lizelle. So Lizelle is our virtual assistant helping us with our slides. And to start, let's call on Mr. Reddy Babasa for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Hey. Let's put our right hand down our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reddy. And up next is our opening prayer and reflection by our beautiful board member, Miss Kathy Current.
Okay. Uh-oh. Unmute.
Okay, and then I'll highlight. Okay, there was supposed to be a slide.
Yes.
Okay, this is one of my favorite quotes. It's by Zig Ziglar, and it's helped me to become more compassionate and forgiving towards people who have wronged us. It's never blame anyone in your life. Good people give you happiness. Bad people give you experience. Worse people give you a lesson. And best people give you balance. So remember that, people. Thank you, Kathy. Beautiful message. Okay. And next up is our mission, vision, and core values. Let's have Kathy continue this one as well. Our mission is to promote, cultivate, connect, and empower the Filipino American community and its allies for business development in Greater LA. Our vision is to be the leading catalyst for the prosperity of businesses that share the values of the Filipino American community. And lastly, our core values are excellence, innovation, entrepreneurial spirit, diversity, community outreach, integrity, sustainability, education, accessibility, and collaboration. Great, thank you, Kathy. All right, so I think it's me. Lizelle, can you help with the spotlighting, please? Lizelle, or there you go, perfect. Awesome. So again, welcome everyone to our third Wednesday networking. So for those who do not know us yet, or it's our first time attending our event, so our chamber was established in 2001. So we've been around 21 years now. And our headquarters is here in Sherman Oaks, California. We have about 125 to 150 members, give or take, during a particular year. And we are very active business owners, professionals, and most importantly, Filipino Americans and our allies who support our community. So we're welcoming everyone. You don't have to be Filipino American. I think we have representatives here. You're welcome. But if you wanted to do business with our community, which is actually the second largest Asian community in Los Angeles. So we welcome you all and thank you again for attending our event. And let's move on to the next part of our program. Okay, so I'd like to call on we're gonna get back in because we have an exciting speaker tonight to talk us about customer focused marketing. So we did a survey every time we do our events, and a lot of the times you guys mentioned that you guys want to hear about marketing. So here you go. We have customer focused marketing, and this is a workshop. So we're really going to dig in deep with this topic. So I'd like to call Reddy Babasa to introduce our speaker, Roberto Martinez. Is it here, Reddy?
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to introduce my friend, Roberto Martinez. He is the CEO of Raven Agency, Google Digital Coach. He is also an LA's entrepreneur in resident, and then in Los Angeles area. About Robert, his specialties is brand management, SMB marketing, digital marketing, digital ad strategy, strategic partnership, content marketing, consumer marketing, new product launches, customer segmentation, and brand positioning, analytic, and consumer research, business development, marketing strategies, management consulting strategy, market entry strategies, sales project management, economic government affairs, and shareholder management. You name it, he has it. So I would like to welcome our special guests for tonight, Roberto Martinez.
Thank you so much, Reddy. Thank you so much, Lois. Thank you so much, Filipino American Chamber of Commerce. Lois, would you like me to start or?
Yes, you can start. Lizelle, there you go. Can you please spotlight Roberto? Thank you.
Great. And could you please allow me to present my screen so we can share, get away from this face and onto the content at hand. I can't explain to you how excited I am to actually be working with you guys again. Absolutely love your chamber. It is one of the funnest chambers. I promised myself, Scouts Honor, I will attend one of your sessions in person. A gala, reception, you guys choose one, I'll be there. I'll try to bring some of my team members along because I absolutely love what you guys represent and what you guys do. I wish more chambers were as engaging. Reddy, I appreciate the long list of readouts. Less is always more, but I do appreciate you, my friend, and I congratulate you on your move, and I'm sure on to bigger and better things with you as always. Okay, so let's get right down to it. We have about 30 to 45 minutes. This can go as fast or as slow as you want it to be. This is for you guys. We want to be as interactive as possible. We have 2 gift cards, one for our people at the Maker's Mark, $25 Amazon gift card, one for the folks remotely. I know I see some familiar faces with Annie. So some of this stuff is going to be old hat for you guys. You're going to be, I know this. I know it up, down, left, right. Some of this is going to be new. And so I want to be as fast or as slow. Stop me whenever you have any questions. Okay, so I am the statewide now. They promoted me to California-wide, so I cover the whole state of California. As a Google Digital Coach, I do have my 5-year anniversary coming up. If you guys haven't received it, please attend. It's supposed to be next week. We'll see about that. The mayor's going to be there. A lot of different partners. We have over 225 RSVPs thus far. It's going to be in downtown library. You guys are all invited. It's free food, drinks, music, headshots, goodie bags, you name it. We want to see you there. Just want to plug that really quickly. If you have any questions about what we're going through today and you don't get to ask me right now, there's my email address. Be patient with me as I now cover the whole state. I used to be 48 hours, now it's a week. But I do respond, or I have someone within my team to respond to any questions that you may have around Google. And if you want to learn about future workshops, you can click on this link. You'll have access to this presentation. You could also follow me on my social media channels. I'm trying desperately to go to the Philippines. If it's not this year, next year with the team. We have like I said, we have a lot of team members that are Filipino. I love the culture. I feel like I'm adopted to your culture, very similar culture. Okay, let's get into it. What are we going to talk about? There's a lot to talk about. First of all, marketing in the customer journey. What does that even mean? How do we use empathy to put ourselves in our customer shoes? Then we're going to talk about basically a digital marketing strategy, reaching out to perspectives, creating what's called awareness so you could be top of mind. Love if you guys, as I'm going through this presentation, if you guys can, let me know what is the company. I know there's some folks here that are marketers, but if there are any other, I know some folks are in the banking industry. Really important for me to humanize the presentation. Just let me know on the chat what kind of company you have. And for those who are in person, if you guys want to tell Lois, and then she'll chat it in the chat so I could have a better idea of who's in the audience, so I could make this presentation specific to your industry or your sector. From there, We're going to talk about engage and influence consideration. So how do we reach out to the customer once we understand what they're feeling, what they're experiencing, why they're experiencing it, and then nudge them along our journey. And when I talk about a journey, I'm not just meaning like an actual metaphysical journey. I mean, you have different marketing channels. You have email, you have social media, you have blogs, you have paid ads, you have in-person, you have PR. All those act as a way to remind the customer, hey, come buy from me. Hey, come use my product or service. And so we always want to engage that customer, touch them as many times as we can so that they remember us, that they should be buying from us or using our products or service. And then we're going to talk a little bit about conversion and how do you convert that customer? Because if you think about it, you as your own customer, let's say you're buying a new phone, a laptop, what do? First, you start browsing and you start checking out different laptops that you might like. You talk to your friend Lois, you talk to SB, and you ask her, what's going on here? What kind of laptop do you have? Do you like the laptop? So you shop around. And then once you shop around, you start thinking about, okay, well, now I want to go play with the toy, right? And you might go to Best Buy and see the different laptops and see which one feels and looks the right way. And so these are called your customer journeys. And so we as marketers can create different marketing content for each part of the journey. One is awareness. Hey, you become aware you need a laptop. So we create content about what kind of laptops do we have available. Now you're comparing different part of the journey. So now you create a document that shows you why your laptop is the best laptop in the marketplace. And then last but not least is the purchasing side when you're ready to make the purchase. And so why would I want to buy? I'm ready to buy. Well, I'll give you a 5% discount or free shipping or a referral code or a loyalty program, anything that gets you over the hump to buy. And so the person who's not ready for that, who's not ready for that 5% discount, maybe you still have to nurture him along that journey. And that's what this is. This is a journey of the customer. And then once they buy from you, once they say, yes, I want to sign up for the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, what do? We do shutouts. Like SP was talking about the Filipino American who just recently joined a law firm. She's joining the organization. So we want to make her feel loved and welcome. We're really loving, caring chamber here. So what do? We do a shout out. We let her know, hey, you're appreciated. Thank you so much for joining us. You're not just one of many, you're one of one. And this is how we appreciate you, by having a shout out. So all these little things add to the loyalty for the customer that want to come back and say, I am going to sign up for the chamber. I'm not only going to sign up for the chamber, I'm going to tell everyone in my network, right? And your chamber does a really good job with sustaining loyalty. And why is that? Because you have amazing folks as members, like Lois, like Annie, like Esty, that you guys keep touching people and saying, hey, and so I talked to Lois, she's amazing. I hear from Reddy, he's amazing. So what does that make me feel? I hear from Annie, she's amazing. I'm like, man, that chamber is doing something magical. I want to be part of that. I want to be, and so that encourages the loyalty and encourages other people to promote that. And then we're going to wrap it up. So that's our journey for today. That's what we're going to go through today. And the first part is all around the marketing, the customer journey. So we really want to understand what that means. And there's this very famous marketer called Seth Godin, and he does some great bucks. One of my favorite is, I think it's the pink, don't think of the pink elephant. He takes a lot of complex marketing research and simplifies it in a way that's consumable for me and the average folks. So what does he mean by this? He's telling us it's not about the pen. It's about what the pen provides you. It's about what it allows me to do. It's not about the chamber per se, joining a chamber. It's what the chamber offers you. It's not about being a bank. It's about having that one-on-one relationship that you can call me whenever you need anything. It's not about commercial lending. It's about you have a partner in this journey like Kayla, who's always going to be there for you. At any time you have questions, it might be 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, you know I'm your partner in this journey, and you go call me. So you're giving meaning and purpose to what you're selling or the solution you're providing. And so that's the trick here on the marketing side. You know, the very famous, and people talk about him all the time, Steve Jobs is very famous for saying to a CEO from Pepsi, you're selling soda water, right? Like, come work for something that's going to change the world. Stop selling soda water. But the marketer in me always thinks about Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola also sells sugar water, but that's not what they're selling. what they're selling is happiness. When you touch that Coke bottle, that red, what do you think about? Think about my nana. I think about my grandma. Think about hanging in my little town, very small, 300 people, and listen to her tell stories, or maybe picking fruit with her in the backyard and her drinking her Coke. And that is a very, very important experience that I've experienced. And that gives me meaning every time I touch a Coke bottle. So it's not just soda water, it's an experience. And so do you, as a marketer for your company, or as a business owner of your company, or as a realtor, are providing that value and that meaning? So let's talk about Shalyn and Tarika, and we're going to use these folks as an example of how you can start thinking about creating value for your company in the form of purpose. And so these folks, love them to death. They actually gave us the bags because they said, hey, we love you guys so much. You're promoting us. We'll sell you the bags at a discount. And so we bought about 20 bags so we could play with them and use them. And so they, specifically our friend Shalyn, was going to work before COVID, and he, like me, was taking his lunch in a grocery bag. How many of us do that? I am guilty of that. I am very much guilty of that. And so he realized there must be a lot of things going on here. There must be a lot of people like me who are professionals, who have to go in a professional environment, who have to go to a bank, maybe a real estate office, commercial real estate office. And what does that mean? That means that I want to be seen as the most professional person in this room, but I'm walking in with a grocery bag. So something doesn't make sense. And so he came up with this idea. And often that's what happens as entrepreneurs. We are entrepreneurs. We think about solutions to problems that we're experiencing, and we're very passionate about it. I have my own company, and I started my company because my mom needed marketing. She's, was a small business owner, and she didn't know anything about online services. And I was like, you know what? People like you, Mom, must exist out there that need me. I was working for a big company and helping them make a lot of money. And I was like, why can't I help people like you? People are like my aunts, my uncles, that start their own company and need to know how to market. I think I would do it better than other folks, because I understand what you're going through as a person. And so that's what happened. So we start creating marketing tools, and it all starts with the meaning and the story. So Lorraine, she does immigration law, and Lorraine probably started that journey for a lot of different reasons. She loved law school, but she saw the plight of her parents or her family members as they're getting into the United States, and other folks that she's really cares for and really close to her family and friends have a hard time entering the United States, or have a hard time with legal issues. So she said, you know what? I want to be the person they trust and the person they go to so I could help them. And she also saw the need for a lot of people who want to start their own company, the American dream. We're here to launch our American dream when we come to the United States. And so how do you incorporate a business? And she saw the need for that. And that's the creating story of her origin story, right? We all love the Marvel superhero movies. What's the origin story? What's your history? Like, where did you come from? And that's where Lori, I don't know Lorraine, I'm just assuming, but that could be her origin story. And so now it becomes meaningful. It's infused with purpose. Now I want to work with her because she has something higher than just money as a paycheck. She has something that's meaningful and purposeful that extends beyond herself and is attached to her community. When you guys were giving you guys this purpose and mission and vision in the very beginning, that reinforces why each one of y'all took the time to be physically here to hear this presentation. The second piece is what happens. We know our story. Now it's time to tell that story with people we care about, and people have never heard of us ever, but say, wow, I just met, I remember, funny story. I remember 4 years ago, I met Reddy at an event for LA, and there was a construction event, and he was one of the panelists, and I will never forget his energy. I mean, he through the wall, right? It's just like, holy crap, who is this man? And so friendly. He made me feel comfortable. It was one of my first events in person, and I was there presenting, and he was just His energy was through the roof, very charming. Obviously, he always dresses really well, but it made me trust him. It built credibility. So I didn't care what he did. I wanted to work with him. I was like, darn it, Reddy. I'll work with whatever you want me to work on because I trust you. You're a trustworthy person. And then when I heard his story, it created credibility. And now anyone that says, have you met Reddy? Like, of course, I absolutely love him. Whenever he calls, I pick up the phone, right? So that's what happens. You find your story, you find your purpose, why, the big why, you know, very famous marketers start with why, start with why. Why are we doing this? Then you create that story of why we're doing it and you communicate it to build those relationships. And then last but not least, you influence your customers consistently throughout that journey. And you guys do this exceptionally well. The Filipino Chamber of Commerce, you guys do this 5 stars, you know, you guys do this very, very well. The challenge is, how do we do it when it comes to online? And that's really what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about that challenging aspect of how do we communicate it. And I talked about this in the very beginning. So we take things that you guys are already doing very well. You guys do this exceptionally well. Every single time I touch your chamber, high affluency, a lot of engagement, a lot of energy, a lot of positivity, a lot of I'll help you, you'll help me, we'll help each other together and grow. Now, how do we communicate this? Well, it's when someone becomes aware that they have a problem. So you, as your customer journey, you're driving and you hear a clink clink sound in your car, or a little light goes off in your car, the same that you need an oil change, or you're looking at the stock market and you're like, let me take my money out of the stock market and put it in some commercial real estate, or maybe before the interest rates hiked, you realize, man, I need to buy something before it goes from 2% to 5% or 7%, and I don't want to pay those interest rates. And so you become aware there's a problem as a customer. And so if you're marketing, you take your origin story and you create knowledge or what's called content to help them understand, hey, I know you're aware that the interest rates are going to spike in the next month or so. We want to make sure you invest into property right now. As the market's slowing down, we need to get you into the right type of home, right? So that gives them the awareness. And so consideration is when you start showing them different homes, or you have a website that has the different locations that you manage. And then when it comes to the purchasing is when they're actually ready to make the buy and you meet them in person and you have the paperwork. And maybe what you want to do on the purchase side of it is have them understand how fast the process is, how much steps the process is. Really important things here, like on the purchasing side. And then advocacy. Once they buy from you, hey, we'll give you a $200 referral if you refer anyone to us in the next two to 3 months. It might be $250, might be $500. I don't know. When I was back in college, they were giving away $250, $300 for a referral to a home. I don't know if that number's a lot higher now, but that's how you can create content along that journey. Okay, so how do we influence customers? We always want to think about where and how, right? We're going to reach our customers. Where do they live? Where do they exist? Like, who is our ideal customer and where are they located? And then consider it. And so you create the content thinking about where they exist. So maybe your prospective customer for commercial real estate is on LinkedIn. Maybe it's on Zillow. I hate using that word. I think it's a bad word. Zillow or Redfin or all these other ones, and they charge you an arm and a leg to promote there. But you're convinced that's where they're at, so you promote there. Consideration: how can they find answers to our problems so that we solve their problems? If they have questions, do we have content, websites, anything, a podcast, a three-minute video that tells them, here's the 5 things you need to know about the increase in interest hikes, and here's how I could help you save money. And then the purchase is, how do they become customers? Do they call you? Do they go in person? Do they fill out a form? All these little things are going to help you think about the best way to convert your customer. And then once they convert and actually buy from you, how do you keep making them come back for more? Come back and use your product again. Come back and refer you. Come back and buy a second home in the Philippines or a second home in the Valley, wherever it happens to be. So let me stop there and see if anyone has any questions. Healthcare staffing, I love that. Like Ramo, the type of services that we need right now, especially for remote healthcare staffing, is instrumental. So Ramo's like, okay, well, how much does it cost here to hire someone locally? you know, especially with all these regulations in the state of California, minimum wage, everything. I have an amazing team in the Philippines. I'm gonna hire them remotely, but they speak English, they're highly competent, they understand our culture, and it's at a tenth of the price, or maybe not the tenth, like half price. Maybe instead of paying 20, you pay 10 or 15. And so now you're saving a lot of money. So Rama needs to communicate that to all the healthcare providers in his network and communicate in a way that makes sense and is aware, excuse me, of the customer journey. Like, what kind of content do I need to create when people are just thinking about, man, I really need to outsource this position. Really need a call center, right? Really important. And so all these things are very, very important as you're thinking about it. So let's talk about the different tools available to you. So awareness, obviously word of mouth. You guys do a great job with that. Google search. If you do have a product or service and you want to be ranked, I get this all the time from realtors. Kathy has a great question. Do you help with setting up Google page and Google reviews? Yes and yes. We do have a workshop that we just do specifically on Google My Business profiles. A lot of realtors use that page to focus their attention on them, not the agency, right? Where do I hang my license? It's I hang my license in company X, but you want to buy me. You don't want to buy the agency. The agency is just something that you can trust as a backstop, but I'm the professional who's been doing this for 15, 20 years. And so there's a lot of things here, right? I love it. Engage with audience on our concerts. Yes. Go in-person events, connect, really powerful stuff. And we've talked about business because there's sponsorship for giving tickets to you. Loyalty. Yes. Another thing is, how do we make sure our customers love us, respect us? I just had one of my employees, we told her to make 3 logos for a client. She made 12. And I don't condone that. I don't think that's, but they were all great. And she went above and beyond what we asked of her. And so I rewarded her with an Amazon gift card. I'm like, you did such an amazing job. We asked you for 3, you did 12. She's like, I was inspired by the campaign. Well, that inspires me to do more work. That inspires everyone in the team to realize, man, we have a rock star here. I want to keep up with her. So then you start giving them opportunities. So that's how you think about like engaging your customer. Same thing with your customer. How do we inspire them to buy from us? Well, word of mouth, Google search, advertising, trade shows, searching online. All these are different ways a prospective customer might become aware. Because if you think about your business, think about how people discover that they have a problem and how they solve that problem, because that's what you guys are doing, providing a solution to the problems that they're having. And so put yourself in the customer's shoe. What are they having a problem with, and how are they discovering the solution to their problem? So we have to understand who our customer is by identifying the customer and then branding our business so that when they touch our business, just like Coca-Cola, they feel something. Wow, that's powerful. This is not just the soda water. This is my grandmother. This is my aunts. This is a party now, you know, and then get your business online. So yes, you could definitely work on getting your business online using Google Business Profile. Kathy says, how do I get more reviews? I love that question. How do we all get more reviews? Any business that I work with, I can tell them, you need to create a process. And they're like, a process for reviews? 100%. And it'll be surprising. People enjoy working with me, but we have to ask people that, we just had a client that we increased her sales by about 45, 50%. She got 3 new sales in the past week. And in the past month, it was 9. And you would imagine that she'll be happy to write a review about us. But I had to have the account manager remind her, the social media specialist remind her, the web developer remind her, can you please write a review for us? And so simple things like that, knowing that we made her a couple $1,000s, you always have to remind customers, those touch points. Hey, we really love you. Can you leave a review for us? Because those reviews make a big, big difference, not just with search engine optimization and SEO, but other people want to trust you. And if they never heard of you, what's better than a review? What's better than someone talking, Lois saying, hey, I really, really enjoy Annie. She's really smart in what she does, puts together great events. If you ever have an event and you have a budget between $5,000 and $10,000, work with Annie. Wow, that's a glowing review, all right? So now I trust Lois. I know she's like top notch, #1 in her business. If she's referring me someone, I'm going to trust her. Now imagine if that review was online. You know, I had a chamber work, and this is in New York, and what they did to help each other out is that they all said we're going to work with each other at least once a quarter, and we're all going to write a review for each other. And so they all did that. They all wrote a review for each other, and they all worked with each other. And that way, when you go on your Google Business profile, you have the review, and you have saying, I condone this, I work with her, I experience what she sells, I absolutely love her. Okay, so let's think about outside of our circle, how do we understand the customers and what they care about? And so when we're thinking about the customers, we want to think about who is our customer, and we want to think about what's called segmentation of the marketplace. So right now, let's take a look at your audience. Let's just use a simple example of the chamber. What's the average age of the chamber? What's the demographics? What's the psychographics? What are they interested in? Where are they geographically located? Apparently Pasadena's where to be, right? I used to live in South Pass. I absolutely love that area. Very beautiful. So maybe that's where we do the pop-up events. What's their behavior like? Do they prefer 6:30 or 4:30 or 12 o'clock or early in the morning? At 30 to 60, I love that age range. So now we could think about who are our statesmen and who are our politicians, who are the ambassadors of our chambers, and who are the new blood who are bringing in new ideas, right? People that know the chamber. And so what do? We market that on our chamber. I've seen the local chamber in Long Beach. What they'll do is they'll do the young, it's called Long Beach Chamber of Commerce, and they'll have young entrepreneurs group within that chamber. And there's people between the ages of 24, 25 to 30, 35, and they'll have their own events, own thing, because they want to infuse that younger generation into the chamber and then bubble up ideas they might have to the folks that run the chamber. Really innovative stuff if you want to increase the diversity. But to this particular slide, you want to think about your customer base and then start creating content specific for that age group. So for example, how many of us have seen a BMW or Mercedes-Benz commercial with people that look like they're 23, 24, 25? No one. No commercials like that. But when it comes to Honda, when it comes to Nissan, when it comes to Toyota, Kia, they're younger. Why is that? Because the cost to buy a car, that type of brand is income levels a little bit more higher. So they want their videos to reflect that. They want to make sure when you look at that video and when you look at that commercial, it speaks to you. It speaks to Kathy. She sees herself driving that new Mercedes-Benz, that new Land Rover, right? She's like, yes, I'm going to upgrade to a new Porsche. Like, that's how I buy. You don't see young kids because the marketers know you have to self-identify. Okay, what else? Once we have to get online. Kathy mentioned this herself. We have to focus on being online. Social media is extremely important. If your customers live on social media, the average age, the average age of Facebook users are no longer in their 20s. 35 to 45 is the average age now. So it skews older, and I think it's only going to get older and older, which is a good thing, right? Because they have purchasing power, they have budget, they have exposable income. But another key use is directories. You want to be in as many directories as possible. And what does this mean? This means that when you go on the chamber, when you go on other chambers, other SBAs, other SBDCs, other small business associations, your company is listed there. You're everywhere online. Why is that important? Well, first, SEO, but second, you never know where customers are going to find you. So the more doors you open for customers to come in, the more likely customers are to find you. I love it. See, Lois has, you'll be surprised. That same client, we created 4 business listings for her, and she realized, I didn't think it was going to work, and it worked. And we got a new client for 2 of the 4 business listings that we created for her. So create those business listings, apply to those directories, find different ones, have them external face. It's gonna help you guys out. And then we wanna create that persona. And that persona is gonna help your marketing team identify who they're talking to. So for this persona, we're selling the tote bag. So female, 30, single, lives in a large city, college educated, works in fashion, interested in cooking, shops locally. What does that mean? That means when we're promoting that tote bag, we're going to advertise in cooking magazines, cooking websites, wine restaurants, wine locations, travel magazines, travel blogs, travel influencers, any and every conceivable channel that we know they're interested in, because we know that's where they're at. That's where they're going to read, because that's what they enjoy doing. Same with you all. Think about where your customer lives and then promote your product or service in that location. Now, I'm not going to dwell too much on brand. Brand just means how the icon that you have as a company looks like. We all think about Google. We all know iconic colors. So logo and colors are important, make them distinct and unique. Graphic elements is like, how does that live? So think about your icon on Facebook versus Instagram versus TikTok versus LinkedIn versus your website. So those are all different ways your logo can exist, right? And different elements. And they all have to have uniformity. They all have to look the same. You can't have one color and another color. People are like, what the heck? What's going on here? And then messaging. How do we communicate? Every time I talk to Lois, very professional. I've never seen her not be professional. She's just buttoned down. She's like, I am professional. I am personable. You like me, but you know I get business done. And that's her tone, her voice. And so when you touch her, you know you're going to experience that. And it doesn't matter if I'm touching her in the morning, afternoon, or at night. When it comes to our emails, she's always carries that tone. So that's what she has to do to communicate non-verbally and verbally to her customers. I'm always going to be professional. You can trust me, right? Versus, let's say you have a scooter company and they're playful and fun. So what's their tone? They're not as buttoned down because they're not in the banking industry. They're more in the entertainment and sports, for example. And so it's a lot more lively, a lot more engaging. They use more maybe more slang words because they want to convey to the customer, come join us, we're a bunch of fun. That's how we communicate. So all these things have to be communicated and expressed in your brand. And you guys did a great job. Who you are, who you want to be, and what you stand for around your values. I'm not going to dwell on that. You guys have that down. I don't think you guys need to talk too much about it. But it's important to have what's called a positioning statement. And what do we mean by this? Well, how do we communicate our value internally to our team and externally to our clients? So who are we serving? What are we offering? What makes us distinct and unique? This is a big one, the value proposition. Why do I want to work with Esty? Why do I want to work with Kathy? Why do I want to work with Connie? What makes her unique? What is it about the fact that I trust her relative to anyone else I could work with, right? We can work with a ton of people, but I choose to work with you. Why? Really get that down. So here's a little tool that Google created for us. It's called a positioning statement template. You can work through this. We don't have enough time to do it today, but you can work through this on your own. So and then your target market, your audience, right? And then tell us what the problem is. Really important to understand what is the challenge or the problem that your customer is going through. Your company provides, and then what's distinct and unique about your company or your service that no one else does, right? And then the promise that you're making to the customer, whatever that happens to be. So here's an example of the tote bag, right? So for working professionals who need stylish and functional lunch bags, we provide fashion and vegan leather totes because everyone deserves a luxury functional lunch bag that the entire family can use. That's the differentiation. That's where they want to live. That's what they decided to go to market with. So that's how you communicate that with your mission statement, so that when you get a new intern, a new marketing associate, a new sales representative, here's our positioning statement. Know it, live it, breathe it. This is what we represent in the marketplace. No matter what, anytime someone touches you, you repeat this value. Then we take those elements that we created and then we add it to our online presence, our online space. And the number one online space that we have is a website, right? It's like where customers go and find us. And so we always want to update the website as best we can. You control it. Think about it as your 24 hours a day, 7-Eleven, but with a lot more bells and whistles. I think about it like a, I don't know what your favorite brand is. Your Zara, for example, your Zara that's open 24 hours. Or I think most of us love Nordstrom. So your Nordstrom that's open 24 hours. We know what we get: quality, luxury, great customer service. And we can return items we don't like. We bought it 2 months later. I want to return this. Here you go. Amazing. Give that experience to people on the website. Google Business Profile, we talked about that. I know Kathy talked about it. Free service that Google gives you. We're online. We want customers to reach us and engage with us. All right, so we created our online assets, our website, and our business listing. Now it's time to create content to engage and influence. So how do we do that? Is when customers start considering your company and realizing, yes, I want to use them. No, I don't want to use them. And so this is when they're comparing, contrasting. Do I want to work with this bank or the other bank? Why this bank? Most of the time, the services are the same. The differentiation is the people, right? So think about that as you start thinking about how do you differentiate. And the number one way I tell folks is existing customers are your best customers because they'll tell you why. They'll say, hey, I love working with Esty. She's amazing. She really cares about me. And she does X, Y, and Z very well. And you ask 5 of Esty's best customers, and they all say the 3 things, then you know those are the 3 reasons why customers buy me, use me, leverage my services. And what do? You take that content and you create it on your website, on your social media channels, on your emails, on your personal pages. You even see a lot of bloggers now and a lot of influencers now repeat the same thing over and over again. I'm Roberto Martinez, and what I'm going to do is to help you increase sales, improve operations, and lower cost. Those are the 3 things. And if I tell that to you over and over and over again, then they're gonna ask, you know Robert? Yes, he's really good at increasing sales, lowering operations, and saving money. That's what he does. Because I said it so many times, people are just stuck with that. So that's what we have to learn, to communicate the value we're providing to the customer by listening to why the customer uses us. I feel 36. Annie, I love it. I feel 36 too. Okay, so we're learning why they're using us. We figure out where does it hurt. We're like the doctor for our businesses. Tell us what hurts, and then we'll figure out how to solve the problem. And so you listen to them, and they're complaining. Everyone complains, and we're good. We actually want them to complain. They're like, okay, they're complaining about these things. And the more customers I talk about, the more I hear the same thing they're complaining about. Now we could find a solution. And so we address the challenge that they have, and now they love us. They're like, wow, it's amazing. Kathy keeps providing me the solution that I didn't even know. I guess she's a good listener because I keep complaining about it. I didn't know I was complaining. I was just communicating my needs to her, and she listened and she solved the problem. Another cool thing that you can do is ask them, what are you doing online? Where are you finding the solutions to your problems? That's really helpful. Okay, so you might be asking, well, how do I find that out if they don't want to tell me? Well, you could go online and use a Google tool called Google Trends. Really useful, but you could also just think about how people use Google. So Google, you have a problem, you go online, you start searching the keywords and key phrases, you have a search result, and then it tells you where to go find it. But you yourself can go on Google Trends and learn what customers care about within your industry or sector. So you might be looking at, what are the 5 categories or 3 categories people really care about within the commercial real estate or residential real estate. All these things are going to help you better understand what you should be talking to the customer about. And it gets hyper specific. It'll tell you exactly the neighborhood, like the city. It tells you the state, the country, the state, and the county and the city. And I'll tell you, these are the 3 terms that people are using when it comes to, and this is what people think are popular and what are not popular. So you use this tool, it's free. You go on the website, Google Trends, and you look it up. We don't have enough time for this, but this is an exercise that we can do. So I want you to take the time after this session, go on Google and type in what you think customers are searching for to find your product or service and see if it pops up, right? So we want to figure out, are customers finding us the way they should organically online? So compare, like, hey, what are customers searching for? What are the words and phrases they use on Google? Did my business pop up? Did my face pop up? Did my competitor's face pop up or business pop up? And then you go look at their website and look at why it popped up. And that's going to give you some insight on how to improve. We do this all the time within our company. Where I'm very proud of being ranked #1. We're #1 organic in 25-mile radius for what we do. But it takes work. Like, you have to continuously, okay, well, what words do we own? What words don't we own? Do we have to increase the words on our website, on our blogs, on our emails, on our social? And if not, we could go here and figure out what people are using now, because the world is constantly changing. Maybe they're using different words. And then once we know what we care about, we listen to the customer, use those 3 words. We went and did our research on Google search, on Google Trends. We then communicate the value through content, and we educate them on why they should use our product or our service. So how do we communicate that? With a bunch of stuff, right? Social media, obviously, email marketing, YouTube, podcasting, publishing, websites, blogs, continuously touching our customer, telling them, here's some information, here's why you should purchase the house now. You know, interest rates are only going to increase. We're in inflation. The feds are trying to control it. There's an urgency here. Here's the top 3 reasons why. And so you add all that information on social, on email, on YouTube, on podcasting, so the customer is constantly aware of the needs. And we're sharing, not selling, right? We're providing them solutions to the marketplace. We're telling them why, by using us, their life will be better. And so how do we do this? Well, question and answer section. If you guys already know, let's say you're the director of recruitment or enrollment for the chamber, and you know there's 5 or 10 questions every new prospective member asks, what should we do? Well, what I would do if I were you, I would create a Q&A section on the website, but I would also create leaders like Lois, like SB, to talk about it, to tell us, here are the 5 things that every new member should know about. And then #1, #2, takes you 30 seconds. And then put that up in on the Q&A section of your website. And so now a new user sees that, wow, that's great. They're definitely thinking about my needs. Really cool stuff, easy to do. Develop those relationships by having those conversations, help them evaluate the needs. Always ask them, what kind of problems are you having? It sounds like you're looking for problems. I used to have a boss that would really, when I was young, I was 20 and I was ideal, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. And he would like, stop asking customers what their problem is. Like, we have enough problems as it is. And I was like, well, how would you know? You're like, how do you, like, we have enough problems, just choose one. And I always thought that was funny. I was in, I hate to admit it, was in government, but yeah, you have to ask them. You have to know what they're going through and how you can improve it. It's the only way we can improve, by listening to the customer. So this is a great example of a case study of a couple that, team members that created these cupcakes. And these cupcakes are different flavors. They're jar size, so you could create them. And very engaging content. What's really cool about this is that they asked their customers, what's your favorite flavors? Do you have favorite flavors for spring, for fall, for summer? And they started creating those flavors for them. And then they'll have polls online. They'll have like, our top ranked flavors right now are these 3, these 4. Vote for your next summer, you know, and then they'll vote and they'll create those products so that the customer can feel heard and listened to. You know, like I even had a client before say, you know what, you didn't solve my problem, but I thought you listened and you cared enough and you tried. And while the problem wasn't solved, you got me closer to solving the problem, even though it wasn't completely solved. Really cool piece. Convert and pave the way to purchase. So how do we convert prospective customers? Calls to action, call us now, register now, email us now. Timely is really important. Making sure the purchase journey is super easy to do and it's super intuitive. So you streamline the process so that the customer can buy from you. So email signups, complete this form, download this one-page document on why I joined the chamber. Try this demo for free. Use this app. Call a consultant if you have any questions, or if they buy the product, place them on the cart. So Celeste, you have a great question. So Google Local, you have to be verified for that. So if you went through the verification process, Google will organically, depending on your SEO ranking, promote your product organically without you doing anything. And now you can obviously run Google Ads, but if you're a Google Local merchant and that provides, I don't know, like home, repair, you can get verified for that. It takes time, and it takes like a month and a half. That's something that definitely is useful. Unfortunately, Annie, it does not work for events. Google does not. That's just for like plumbers and in-home services. And there's other services that you get verified. I'll definitely pass along the link so you guys can review it. But at this moment, we don't have one for events. Deals, exclusives, testimonials are always important. We just had a testimonial from one of our clients. Hearing it from their own voice is super important. Always find a way to add value, to the customer. So discounts and deals are really timely. I would put time constraints, like for this month only, that type of deal. Streamline the purchase. Clicks are currency. How many clicks, guys, does it take for us to buy something on Amazon? Type it in right now. One, yes. How many clicks does it take for us to buy something on Best Buy or Target, right? A lot more than one. So that process is quick. Boom, boom, boom. Like you take. So think about your website. How many clicks does it take for them to call me, for them to fill out the form, for them to fill out the download the document? The less clicks, the easier it is for you to convert that customer. And we have a free tool to connect to your website that tells you all this information. It's called Google Analytics. Very, very useful information. And you connect to Google Analytics and it tells you everything that's going on your website, how many people showed up, at what time of day, male or female, age group, what channel, social, email, organic, all that stuff at no cost. You can also do advertising, Google Ads. I'm not going to touch on that too much because I'm not selling, I'm sharing. So if you want to learn more about Google Ads, feel free to shoot me an email. All right, so now they bought from us, they love us. What do? We keep them coming back for more. How do we do that? We built loyalty by having a loyalty program, having a referral program, having a discount program. If you buy 3, you get the 4th one at a 10% discount. Whatever it happens to be, we want to keep the customer coming back. Do a testimonial for us, a video testimonial, get 5% off. Refer your friends. All these little things are going to help you improve your company, improve the process, and delight them. Like send them a thank you card, send them a thank you text message, send them a thank you video. I've seen clients in the past where we did a video recording and say, hey, we're so happy. We want to thank you for working with us. Your contract is over, but we love working with you. Thank you so much. And it was a video recording from our account manager, and they were so happy. They're like, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. I'll figure out a way to work with you guys again. And maybe some of them said yes, some of them said no, and they worked with us again. But it doesn't matter. We really did appreciate working with them and really did appreciate spending that time. And those little things leave a positive experience with the customer. So now when they talk about which company would you want to work with, they're going to say your company because you saw them not just as money, but as a person. So these are different ways you could keep them loyal, like VIP program, discounts and perks. All these little things, personalized programming helps them come back for more. Online testimonials are so important. Case studies for future customers are so important. Here's how much money I saved by working with us. Here's how quick we closed by working with us. Here's how much time I spent on average. And the less time is actually better for you because I'm closing your deals. So we turn it around really quickly. Whatever it is, contests are always great. Get the customer to be part of your tribe. And then if they love you, share it out. Thank you for telling me that. Can you write a proposal? Can you write a testimonial? Can you tweet it out? Can you just share some love online? Because more people see it. And if more people see it, more people trust you. If you do have Google Business Profile, really important to manage that very closely, really important. Google, it's a tough position. I'm not gonna dwell too much on this. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to discuss it. Lois asked, how do you balance data gathering versus less clicks? I'm trying to understand that question a little bit. So Google tracks all the clicks, all the clicks that you have on your website. And so what you want to think about when it comes to a click is, where did that click come from? So think about it like when my friend has a store, how did you hear from us? That question is the same for the click. It's like, where did the click come from? Did it come from social? You want to understand that. And when you balance data, not all data is good data, but understanding, if we knew this customer came from here and actually bought from us, we definitely care about that click, right? Because we know that's what sold. And maybe that's where we find more customers, in that particular click. Oh, I love that question, Celeste. She says she uses a third-party app, which is I like it too, Athret, really good app, but Google wants you to use Google products. They do not want you to use other products, just like any other company. Like, hey, stay within us, like stay within our store. Don't go to other stores. Now, there is integration, but on certain applications, like Google Business Profile has applications that can integrate into Google and Google Business Profile. But it's like saying Apple work with Google, and Apple's like, I don't want to work with Google, or Amazon work with Walmart. Like Walmart and Amazon's like, I don't want to work with each other. Like, that's my competition. Why would I work for them? They're gonna take my money. So that's probably why they don't work with each other, because they're seen as competition. Who could be your advocate? Your customers, obviously, but your employers. Hey, you know what? We give referrals and we give bonuses to folks that refer clients to us within our company, and third-party affiliates, other chambers, doing cross promotion for different chambers. Hey, we partner with this chamber. This week we're going to present. Next week they're going to present on us, and that's how we communicate our value. All right. Thank you so much. Just like to do a quick recap. Reach and engage. Think about where the customer finds us when they have the problem, how they engage with us, how they communicate with us. Is it phone? Is it email? Is it paid ads? Is it referrals? Is it text messaging? Think about all the different ways. Consistently listening, identifying what caused them to say yes, what caused them to say no. And then once they bought from us, get them coming back for more. Like, here's your loyalty program. Congratulations. This is why there's point systems for airlines and hotels and casinos, right? They want you coming back for more. All right, we have a bunch of free stuff online that you can learn from on Google On Air. We have a free app called Google Primer to learn all about sales, marketing, you name it, it's there. And with that, I'd love to thank you all for joining us. And if you have a few seconds, I want you guys to do me a huge favor. Remember, I talked about testimonials. If you guys have the chance, please, please, please leave a survey and let Google know we love Robert or we hate Robert. Never bring him back ever again, because I love coming back. But if you guys don't like me coming back, I don't take it personal. I'll find you someone else that might do better. Okay, maybe speaks Tagalog. I don't know, but I'll help you guys out because I care about you that much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Roberto. So we're clapping here in the in-person for the virtual. Let's get some reactions, hearts.
Thank you, Annie.
There we go. Thank you. Wow, this is really refreshing. I forgot how amazing this was, and now I'm like, yes, we got to bring Roberto back, right? Absolutely. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for Roberto before we move on to the next part of our program? I think people are shy, but Roberto is going to hang around for a little bit. So we'll do a little bit of a Q&A, and then I actually want to invite our venue host to say a little bit, welcome us at this venue. Thank you for hosting us. Would you like to introduce her, David?
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to introduce our venue host, my good friend, Shanae Princeton. I know her since I was in high school. She was my former. Now she owns Acre Studio here in the San Fernando Valley. Let's give it up for Shanae and give her a warm welcome. And
Hey everyone, welcome to Maker Studio. Thank you for bearing through the heat. Our AC is supposed to be fixed tomorrow, so I've been told. So, yeah, today was actually our ribbon cutting. We've been kind of moving in for about a month, getting everything ready. And what this space is really for creatives who have a handmade business or who desire to have a handmade business. And oftentimes when you do products such as like custom shirts or hats or tumblers or things like that, it can become very pricey to invest in that equipment. And so what I wanted to create was a space where makers can come and make things. And so we have the equipment here that they may need to jumpstart their handmade business, whether it's in an Etsy shop or other e-commerce site. Or maybe they do farmers markets or pop-ups, whatever it may be. That's what this space is for. We also do workshops and classes. So if people are interested in learning a new craft or skill related to creative and handmade business, they can also take classes here. We do classes for adults and children and youth. You see some of the paper flowers around the room. Here today making these flowers, and she creates different products and gifts out of these flowers and sells them at a farmer's market in Buena Park. But there's a lot of like attention to detail. But again, this is just an example of someone who has a business and an idea, and they just want to come and do it. So she spent a couple hours here with her daughter, just utilizing the space to be able to spread out, your time at home or be restricted with what we can do. And she pumped out a bunch of flowers. So that's what we are. We also have space available for people need to host meetings, or if they want to teach classes. So let's say you are like sew and you want to do some sewing classes. Well, the space is here for you to utilize to teach your classes or whatever. Thank you all for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Renee. And then that was pretty neat. Maybe I was looking at for our next event, we're going to have a tea party, and I was looking at hats. So like maybe we'll make some tea party hats. There you go. Okay, next is. All right, we'd like to call on Mel DeMacali, one of our sponsors for tonight. Hi, Mel.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mel DeMacali. Thank you, Lois. Thank you very much, Annie. I'm always at the service of Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Los Angeles. And you might be interested to know I'm also a big fan of Mr. Roberto Martinez back in the day of Google Loon. So I was geeking out over that. Thank you very much for inviting us. What I'm here for is to represent one side of a fulfillment of the need of the small business owner, which is access to capital. Coincidentally enough, your marketing, you can tell your small businesses under your sphere of control that if they need access to capital for marketing, for digital marketing, we're their guy. You know, as a CDFI, we try to find a way to say yes to the financing problems of small business owners, especially women-owned small business owners, folks in the low to moderate income. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you very much for allowing us to support you.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you for being a great partner. of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Greater LA. So thanks for having us, and definitely share your information. NAC supports small businesses like the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce. Next. Okay, and our energetic, young, vibrant Vice President, Mr. David Bain.
Good evening, everybody. Can you guys hear me, the virtual word? I hope you can. My name is David Bain.
Okay, there you go. Perfect.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is David Bates, and half of you know me already. In case you don't know, I'm honored to be the Vice President of Membership Acquisition and Ambassadorship for this incredible Chamber of Commerce. If you're really looking to join and grow your network, you need to join the world's greatest Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Los Angeles. And if you're looking to expand your network, you don't have to be Filipino, any race is welcome. Anyways, when I'm not doing anything chamber related, I sell cars for a living, don't go to the dealership. I help my good friend over here, who's representing Euphraim Gallery. My good friend Andres Ocampo got his dream car for me. It took 6 months, but we made it happen. He got it at MSRP, and he did not pay $10,000 overseer. And I got the car from Irvine delivered to Euphraim in Tarzana. That's why I guess I'm part of their family now. I go to their house. Because Adriana is my good friend, the owner of Euphraim Gallery. For all Euphraim needs, you gotta contact Euphraim. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Renee, for hosting us, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you, David. Okay. You wanna welcome, to be continued by our VP for membership. We got some new members since last month. We got a lot.
So,
Oh, wait, sorry. Before that, thank you. So let's do our networker access. So this is our 30-second pitch. If we can start with our logo sponsors, our virtual attendees who paid networker access. So this has a cutoff. So if your name is here and you paid, just let us know. Okay. So Attorney Linus. Can you hear us, Attorney Linus? And then Dr. Fatima.
I think Dr. Fatima had to leave early.
Okay. Lizelle or PG, can you please spotlight the next speaker?
I think we don't have Attorney Linus, so Annie, you're next.
Oh, hi. Is that why I'm on Spotlight? Hi, everybody. My name is Annie Nepomuceno, and my label, it says COVID positive Annie Nepomuceno, who is joining the event from home. It's my first time to be COVID positive, and I just need to say I'm very grateful for all the resources that we have and that we have developed during this pandemic, and let's not take it for granted. So that's why I am on, my business, Music Arts Events, is now Music Arts International, because we have Gary Valenciano coming. He's not been in the US for a long time, and he's the top concert performer. He gives the best shows. It's going to be on October 9 at Royce Hall. And I joined the chamber because as an artist, I knew that some people are so busy with their businesses and they're not able to connect with audiences. Don't miss these opportunities with some live events, because this is where you can connect with the audience and build some awareness. So contact me, please. And yes, I was the past president. Thank you, SP, for reminding me. Okay.
All right, so next, please line up there for the in-person.
Okay. Yes, of course.
Okay, please spotlight the in-person attendees. Yeah, the timer is not working, so you're fine.
So hello everyone, my name is Andres Ocampo. I represent New Frame Gallery. We are your one-stop shop for your custom picture framing needs. We've been in business now for 35 years. We have 2 store locations, one in Tarzana, one up in Ferret and Hoover, and another one in Hollywood, start off in Berwyn. The business was started by my mother, Adrienne Coolers. And so we actually, I'm not sure who, but first, I'm here today by my good friend David Haynes, and he's known a little longer than I am. I'm just happy to be here. We work hard in many chambers, but now this is the first time officially, I guess. Very fun to be here.
Thank you, Andres. So I think, please spotlight the other camera, please. And then if the speaker can ready, please. Yeah, go ahead, yes.
Closer to the whatever mic is
Right there.
there. Yes. Yeah, we didn't hear the last one.
There you go.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Is that better? Can you guys
Yes.
hear?
Did you hear me better?
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you. This is Reddy Balasa Thompson. Professionally, I work for Cathay Bank. I'm a VP manager, and I would welcome everyone that needs any financing on their business. Please contact me, and that's my contact. It's local our website,
There you go.
and I will surely. Okay? Thank you again, Reddy. Reddy's a guy.
Okay. We're here now at the CEO. So I'm going to be the president of the Philippine American Chamber of Greater Los Angeles. I am vice president and commercial banker with JP Morgan Chase Bank, so our office is here in Beverly Hills. So why did I join the chamber? Right now, my clientele, like identify your audience, is 20 million to 100 million annual revenues. That's pretty up there, but you have to start somewhere. You have to make your first 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, and then 40 million, 100 million. So this is why I'm here for you to scale up. So contact me, change everything, and I'll get you connected. My life, no. I'm Abby Torres, and I'm with the Stevens Financial. I'm a mortgage advisor by profession and a financial coach in purpose. So not only do I help you get the right mortgage, but I show you how to pay it off in a fraction of the time. You can find me at currentlycoaching.com. That's my web page, and you can also find me in the directory. Thank you so much. Andre, Nico.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andre Weiss, president of Woods Insurance Services. I've been a insurance broker for 30 years. Represent personal lines, automobile business, commercial insurance business. Have you- Yeah, Andre Weiss. My website is Andre Weiss. Thank you.
Here we go. Oh, yeah, okay. And our new member, Diana, drove from all the way from Irvine.
Hi, Diana.
You get the bill, right?
You get closer, they honestly, they can use.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, closer, please.
But
Got it.
here, this is,
Oh, okay. So I'm Diana Cody. I have two businesses. We just purchased it last year. And so that's why I'm joining the American Chamber of Commerce to help spread the news that we're around. So we have a software company called American Commerce. And with that, we can take care of the brand marketing on just so we basically do just about everything. We also take care of what is it, the demographics, your identifying the customers. We also do software, website. So whether it's very simple or very complex, we can do that. And our other business is brand marketing solutions. And what we do is brand marketing all your products, whether it's for trade shows or for just giveaways to your clients or your customers. We do that as well as giving out the gifts that you might have for your clients and your customers as appreciation. But one of the things that we do for brand marketing is also do the brochures. We just content, and we also do that copy. We also have awards, and we can actually just put your brand name on anything. So anyways, for your all you need is thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Nico Kalan, and aside from being tonight's cameraman, I'm also a professional DJ, and when I'm done partying and also an entrepreneur, I run two businesses, Populis website building, app building, events, and audio, music production, photography, right now, our biggest project is actually Holdback Bridge, which is an app that's going to bridge the gap. So we're going to bridge the gap between the different chambers of commerce, looking at what we're going to commerce in the nation. So that's about 28 partner organizations. We're going to be bringing together using this powerful digital tool called the Holdback Bridge. My name is once again, my name is Nico Alan, and this is Thank you.
how many members will it connect?
It will connect over 6,100 plus members
Yeah,
by next year.
there you go.
So join.
Welcome.
It's free. So.
Thank you, Nico.
Thank you.
And I think we have Lorraine and Michael, Eric, and then Dory. Dory? Is Lorraine still on?
No.
And then Eric Fetterman. Oh, no, we didn't. So Lorraine, oh no, we're good. I think we're fine. Everybody spoke. So can you please spotlight me? We're done with our in-person. Perfect. So I'd like to call back David Baines to welcome our new members. And then please spotlight David. Yeah, the mic is the computer, and you look at the video.
Okay. All right, good evening all. We'd like to welcome all of our new members. We have lovely Serenas, Alex, Adriana Ocampo, Jamie Longo, Lorene Bellasso, Lucy Velansky, Taylor Jamie Rio, Adela, Inta, Tisha, Albert Forrest, and Diana Colby for coming from Irvine. That's awesome. And Colette B. Moore. Thank you very much to all our new members. Welcome to the incredible Chamber of Commerce.
And one more. Our renewing members. We're were working very hard last month.
So I want to thank Randy Walker Thompson for renewing from Cafe Bank. Attorney Lyman, Francis Santiago, Pierre, Tavares, Rose Barcelona, and Ernesto. Thank you so much, everybody, for renewing and joining. We're looking for the chamber, get in touch with one of us and join. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's game time. So let's call on Roberto because he's going to host our game portion.
Yes, excited to be here. So, woo. Okay. So how do we do this? How do we do this game? How are we going to give away these 2 free Amazon gift cards?
It's your call, however you like, Roberto.
Okay, we're going to do 2. We're going to do, the first one is a quiz. Okay. All right. We're going to use a quiz for both those questions. First, we'll start with the audience in-house. All right. Today, we talked about a lot of things. So I want to see how many people are actually listening. All right. Okay. We talked about the customer journey. All right. I'll if you can tell me how many steps Google thinks there's in the customer journey, you'll get the gift card. But if you could tell me, first you have to answer. Let's start with there. If you answer that question, you get the $25 gift card. How many, for the audiences in person, how many stages are there in the Amazon gift card in the customer journey according to Google?
7. Kathy said 7.
That's nope.
3.
Who said 4?
I said 3.
Someone said 5. Someone said 3.
Nobody.
Okay, Annie wins it because Annie's pointing. Okay, Annie, you win it because you're pointing for the right. It's 4. It's okay. Now, Annie, I'm gonna give you a chance to make $50 instead of 25. Okay, Annie. Okay, Annie. What are the 4 different stages on the customer journey? It's okay if you don't get it, but you have a chance to make 50.
Oh, it's awareness.
Yes.
And the other one is consideration.
Yes.
And I can't remember what the other ones are.
Purchase and advocacy.
Oh,
You
the
still win
actual
20
purchase and advocacy. Yeah.
You still win $25.
Oh,
That's
I
so
was gonna give the extra to Celeste, so I guess I'm not.
cool. Okay, now let's talk about the actual product. For those folks in person, have a chance to make $25. What was the name of the product we highlighted in the presentation?
Trends.
The product that I showed you of the couple who are taking grocery bags with their food in it, and they decided to create something. What did they create?
Tote bag.
Yes, Lois got it. Tote bag. That's exactly right. Okay, Lois, double or nothing. I mean, a chance to make $50. What was the name of the tote bag company?
Oh no.
Oh no. What's the final answer?
No. I know.
That's okay. TW Tote. That was the name of the company. Oh, you still win $25, Lois. So thank you guys so much, Annie and Lois, for playing. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and share this amazing time with you. Please shoot me an email. I'll forward your email, and then I'll send over an Amazon gift card, either online or through mail, whatever you prefer.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Roberto. I really appreciate it.
No, I love you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah, we love you, and we'll have you back again very, very soon. And we're going to wrap up the event with some announcements. So I'm just going to share screen again. Okay, so let's have Miko Balon for our upcoming events. So please spotlight the in-person view, please.
Wow, look at that.
Is Lizelle still on? Or Annie, if you can,
Yeah,
there we go. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone, again. Just a quick recap on our recent events. This is a very colorful collage. We had very colorful events. Recently, we had, of course, the symposium on post-pandemic care and resources. We had St. Gabriel Mega Mixer. We also had the UCC 2022 Mega Mixer, which both were on the same day. We also had a safe event when we were invited to the Philippine Independence Day celebration. And then, of course, we had our own monthly networking. We had our own monthly networking, the Independence Philippines. And then, so for our upcoming events, we have lined up. This is actually tomorrow. The Summer Luau Mega Mixer of Copac. This is going to be on via Zoom, and it's going to be between all the chambers of the nation. It'll feature hula dance, performance. Oh, DJing. So photo contest, funniest summer photo, the best island vacation photo, raffles, games, and there's even a virtual background design contest and a scavenger hunt, and of course, we're going to be networking. So take a look at that and see if you can attend.
Yeah, next week.
Also, you are invited to Teas and Treasures. This is Empowered Women. This is an Empowered Women Afternoon Tea Networking and Book Signing, featuring Kalika Yap and Dr. Fatima Mrs. Choi. This will be in the Chado Tea Room in Pasadena at 3:30. And admission is there. The registration link is also there, so please check it out. And then don't forget, our monthly networking is every third Wednesday of the month. So our next one is going to be on August 17th, and then followed by September 21st and November 16th. Sorry, October 19th first, and then November 16th. We also have the Asian Consulate networking coming up next month on the 25th. And then we have our big milestone event. This is our very own golf tournament. This is going to be in the Porter Valley Golf Club on Monday, September 12th. And just simply scan the QR code to see more details and register. And make sure you practice your swing. Ooh. So we have the business after hours coming up also in celebration of Halloween. This will be on Saturday, October 29th. This will be like a sunset session type of vibe. More details to come soon. And then lastly, Pasko na. Yes, that is Christmas, and we'll be celebrating it in the Valley at on Saturday, December 3rd at Pierce College. So watch out for that. Now we bring it over to Celeste, our VP for marketing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Our VP for events, Miko Palon.
Miko.
All right, please just spotlight Celeste.
Hi guys, sorry I couldn't turn my camera on. I'm out. But nevertheless, as VP for marketing, I would like to be able to make sure that you know that there are a lot of things in store for you as a member of the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Los Angeles. So feel free to visit our website, www.faccgla.org. Don't forget to update your profiles so that we can better promote you and your business to our community. FACCGLA is the hub of business people, entrepreneurs, so that we may be able to help you promote your business, your services, your products. So make sure to stay in touch. If you have any question, we're just a text away. Text help at 833-709-1220, and somebody will definitely reach out to you and help you with whatever question you may have. And that's it for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you to our Vice President Celeste and David Baines, our Vice President for Membership, to share a quick invitation to join our chamber. Please spotlight. Thank you.
Good evening all, David Baines again. You probably heard me a lot tonight. Okay, so we'll have a good time today. If you're looking to join the Chamber of Commerce, it's only $150 for a minimum membership. If you want to be a corporate member, it's $300. Reach out to us if you join the chamber.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. And you should be receiving an email with our feedback survey. We take this to heart. We want to make sure, you guys want the topics we are delivering, what you need as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. So feel free to share your feedback with us. Okay, so tonight I absolutely want to thank, if you guys have not met everyone yet, I am the president of the chamber. Celeste is our VP for marketing, David Baines, VP for membership, Miko Palon, VP for events, Gigi Victoriano, our secretary, and Henry Chen, our treasurer, and the rest of our 14 board members, SB Bayani, Gemma Bergstrom, Joseph Sarmiento, Kathy Current, Linus Ebe, Reddy Babasa, Rosalyn Arshaga, Vivian Lin. And I want to thank everyone for hanging in there. See you at our next event. So we're going to continue eating food here, and then you guys can continue networking. And we're going to stop recording. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.